Welcome back, my friends, to the show that never ends, and glad you could attend. Step inside the tent, my movie maniacs and friends out there, as we take a look at Machination, directed by Sarah Jane and Ivan Malikin, and giving us the story of Maria, who she's a bit of a germaphobe, and she's in the pandemic. We are facing the pandemic here. It is on the rise. It's at the just when it started to explode across the world, and we see how she slowly starts to descend into madness while trying to deal with this idea of the pandemic and the germs surrounding her, as well as outside, and how this impacts not only her but her entire life as the pandemic ramps up. Yeah, I think this film is very effective in that they present a lot of real world situations and things that all of us went through during the beginning of the pandemic, especially on the rise of it. And some of us are going through it a bit now, but I mean, we're talking about during the lockdown and that. So you already have that real world connection. So that's going to impact you quite a bit. And I know it did me emotionally. And then there's the performance of Steffi Thaki as as Maria. Wow, she puts in a wonderful performance. You really feel for her, and they give you visions of what she's seeing. You get inside her head, and it's just wow, you just want to go out and help her. And it's interesting because a lot of people in her life are kind of trying to help her, but they also don't have a whole lot of patience because they themselves are dealing with the stress of the pandemic in their own way. But for her, it's especially hard. And we watch that descent and that how she just breaks down further and further, and the blurring between reality and your delusions gets worse and worse. And it's all because of her performance. I mean, it opens with her going through the routine of masking, taking gloves off, washing hands, washing clothes, and that. She goes through a routine that many of us went through when we would go outside during the pandemic. So, yeah, I think that real world connection and presenting these things within the film may make people feel uncomfortable and turn them off to the film. On the other hand, it is using those real world situations to a heightened level to help bring across the scares and the terror, and I think that's very effective in Machination. So yeah, check it out if you can handle it, folks. It, again, not a lot of action in this film, but a lot of disturbing imagery, a bit of surrealism, especially as the film goes along and the sanity of the character starts to come into break down. And yeah, you're definitely going to feel for her, and it's going to hit some notes, I think, that will touch everybody who's gone through what she goes through in the film. So thank you so much for listening, Machination. Highly recommend that one for you. And a reflection of today's times and using the real world fear of today's times to make an effective horror film. So check out our Patreon if you haven't already. We got a lot of great stuff there. Subscribe, thumbs up, and all that down here. I appreciate every single one of you. And until next time, as always, keep that ticket stub.